Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of MXGP 2021 Career Mode, where today we're going to continue on with our MXGP Series Championship. We are 9 or 8 rounds down, heading into round 9. And I think we've mapped this out just right. If we do 2 rounds per video, we'll pretty much end just before MXGP 24 from KT Racing comes out, so we can kind of switch over to that game once it gets there. So we're going to do 2 today, 2 the next video, 2 after that, and be done with our 14 race championship, and I guess be done with career mode. So we're going to start off today by going into Riola Sardo and see how she goes. All right, Moto 1 from the deep sands of Riola Sardo, off we go. And unlike the Supercross the game career mode we're doing, I'm just going to try to straight up race these guys because the AI is very, very difficult in this game, or at least quite a challenge. I wouldn't say it's very, very difficult because I'm still leading the championship on the hardest difficulty, but they have a tendency of getting out front and getting away, which very keen to see how that is in the new MXGP game. The last video we talked about the new MXGP game a little bit. Obviously, as you guys are maybe aware at this point, Milestone, who made MXGP 21 and 20 and Pro and 3 and 2 and all the ones before it, has lost the MXGP series license, and that has now been taken over by a company called KT Racing, which is a subsidiary of Nacon. They are going to be releasing MXGP 24 at the end of November, or at least that's what the plan is at the moment. We'll see if that fully comes together or not. But yeah, basically we will see how this goes and whether or not this game works or not. A lot of what we've showed so far has not been promising, but hopefully things turn around for the good. So I actually wanted to spend a little bit more of today's video kind of diving back into Milestone a little bit and just, you know, seeing where they started, where they came from, and how we got to the point where they lost the license, because I had heard for a while that this was something that was kind of coming with them losing the license. I know that some of the brands that they work with in terms of licensing games out, and I'm obviously talking about the Supercross the game as well, have not been totally thrilled with what they've had for deliverables from Milestone. And as far as I understand it, with the MXGP side of it as well, that was kind of the same thing. Like, they were not over the moon about the product, and so they decided to pull the string and go with a different brand. And I don't know if that's going to be the right decision now at this point, but we'll wait and see until we review MXGP 24. But I know a lot of people still genuinely did like this game, like playing this, you know, for, I guess, just more the technical fun aspect of being able to race your buddies fairly competitively online, and the AI was challenging. I still feel like all of these games fall so unbelievably short in the career mode discipline, and I'm looking dead at you, MX's ATV Legends, because they've now made a game that has a lot of content, but it doesn't really, you know, transpire to anything. And like, yes, they had the Rawlings Farm thing where it was like sort of a career mode and kind of, I wouldn't really call it that, but I mean, it's crazy that still the best career mode video game in Moto has been MTX Moto Tracks, and that's 20 years ago now. Like, I don't know how these titles continue to miss the mark on that. Anyway, yeah, I think MXGP 21 like pretty much hit the nail on the head with a lot of the online aspects, the, you know, AI being competitive. Like, this is straight up me just trying to ride to the best of my abilities, and I'm not, you know, putting 100% effort into it, so the AI is kind of getting away. But dude, like, look at how spread out the field is, like, in a realistic kind of sense already. We're not close to each other. The leaders are gone. I'm just kind of hovering around in 7th. And I remember I've been an F1 fan for a while. When I started playing F1 video games, I remember that being like such a key thing for me, where it was like, man, I want to play an F1 game that feels like I'm actually, you know, competing against some people and stuff like that. And the first game that ever I felt like I was doing that was Formula 1 Champions Edition, which was released in 2006, I believe, maybe 2005. And it was genuinely hard. Like, if you were in a bad car, you were really having to, you know, go through the field or work your butt off to beat the AI. And not that I'm on a bad bike in this game. I'm actually on a pretty fully upgraded machine, but still the fact that the AI is this challenging is kind of unique. Like, it's frustrating in one aspect because it feels like almost impossible on some tracks to beat them. But that's also maybe part of the fun and the challenge. Even thinking back to a game that I played growing up called Crash Team Racing, which was like Crash Bandicoot's version of Mario Kart. The final bosses in those games were freaking tough, man. Like, even as a kid, I remember thinking, like, this is so challenging, and you always kind of wanted that experience if you played the game by yourself. So the fact that this game not only had like a fairly decently balanced online system that to this day I still have a lot of people in the comments tell me like how fun it is to race their buddies online, but that the AI was genuinely challenged. I think that would, you know, physics wise, if you take a lot of the physical aspects that are dead wrong about this game away, like at least from that aspect, it is still a fun, unique challenge. So that's my skepticism with MXGP 24, because they say there's not even going to be online lobbies. It's literally just going to be time trials. The AI seems to be at best weak so far, and physically it's not even, in my opinion, comparable to this from visuals. So we may be way off the mark now, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to try to focus up on this last lap and go run down the guy in 6th, but I think it's a futile attempt. I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish 7th in this moto. I gave it my best effort, but absolutely not even close. These guys worked me in this moto, and Geyser took the win, which isn't the best thing for the championship picture, but that's okay. We'll try to fight back in Moto 2. All right, off and running in Moto 2. Let's see if we can at least get a better start this time. That might be able to help me have a chance of being up front. So I'm going to tuck back to the inside just to get the whole shot at least. And let's see if we can get away a little bit, because right now I'm just going to lean on the fact that I am an American, and the Americans are notoriously not as good as most Europeans in the sand, because their European riders literally live at Lommel in Belgium, or at least most of them do. So they train in the sand almost all the time, and they get very good at riding in the sand, which makes them in turn very good in pretty much all conditions. But I'd have to imagine, I could be wrong, but I'd have to imagine if Ryan Villopoto had been able to make it through the entire MXGP championship when he came over, that Lommel would have been his weak point. Lommel, and I think Valkenswaard was still on the schedule at that point, never quite got to those races, as he won the Thai Grand Prix, finished 7th in Qatar, and then broke his coccyx at round 3. But yeah, I would have loved to see Ryan Villopoto on Lommel versus all the Euros, because look, the only time we've seen the Americans race Lommel really is Nations in 2012, and we did not win that day. Germany did. So yeah, deep sand in Americans, not really the forte. It's much more of a Euro thing, I feel like. Oh, big crash out of the lead. I actually started to pull away, and now the Sand King is going to absolutely walk away from me here. Hurlings is no slouch in the sand. I think most people would agree that he's the best sand rider in the world. I don't think that there's much debate about that. Although I guess I wonder if people believe that like people that race the Weston Beach race and stuff like that are better. Like I don't necessarily feel that way, but like if Hurlings raced up or lined up and raced Weston or, you know, Red Bull Knockout or whatever those, you know, other beach races are and stuff like that, would he win? I don't remember if he's done it. I think he's done it once, but I don't think he won, did he? But then, you know, you got all the like actual specialists like Todd Kellett and guys like that raced the beach races, and then Kellett's raced MXGPs this year and he didn't win. So like maybe not. It's different disciplines. The beach racing is just like full sand. You got to be ballsy to not ever let off the throttle. But the, you know, GP stuff is more techie and challenging, and Hurlings is ridiculous at that kind of stuff, man. He just like bounces through stuff like it's not even there. Ah, it almost caught him, and then I just slid out, and now we're going to be in trouble. Here comes Geyser. I don't know who else is behind him. I thought I had found the flow, and then I think I'm starting to override the track now a little bit. It's tough because you want to like start leaning and pushing corners and stuff like that to not let the AI get away, and then they just like fully take advantage of you pushing the envelope like that. Though Hurlings has not really gotten away as much as I thought he would. But like if I could just hang on here and take a 7-3, I would be pretty stoked on that. I am not a good sand rider in this game, and so to leave here with that many points would be pretty cool. But they're still right there. I want to go get them, but I got to stop overriding the track. Oh, I caught Geyser again. There's promise. They're just really bad at taking these inside lines, and it's made it so I can kind of catch up to him here. Oh, dude, if I could get Geyser here before the end. But Jesus, man, he launched so far off that jump. I thought I carried a lot of momentum, and then he just soared. Didn't get the inside. So good around that outside. Oh, go for it. Come on. Oh, he's going to be... Let's go back to the inside. No, 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 don't push out, push out. Block, 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 block. No, so close. Darn, so close in the end, but it was only, geez, barely a 10th, not even a 10th back of Geyser at the flag. But didn't lose too many points in the end, right? I only lost 13 to Geyser. He wins the GP and stayed pretty close with a lot of the other guys. So 5th place, is it ideal? No, but he didn't gain too much either. And now we have 5 different guys that have won GPs this year. I still have won the most, but it's not a walk away just yet. On to Teutschenthal in Germany for round 10 of the series we go. Another outside gate as per usual. Let's see if we can just kind of rip around the outside here and get a good start. Actually, whole shot from the outside gate. I'll take that all day of the week. So let's try to launch out. You could totally double that to that thing right there, couldn't you? I want to go way out to the berm, but I think we're gonna tuck to the inside. Tough part about this is, like, if I had done any of the qualifying stuff or like practice, I'd know more about these tracks, but I'm going in blind like each time. Not that I don't know what these tracks are like. I know how they shape up and stuff like that, but it's been a minute since I've ridden it, so like I have to find where the lines are and all that stuff again, like low lining down into the gap right here and stuff like that. But we'll lead lap number 1 and try to put our head down and pull away here. The tight twisty bits of this racetrack right here are not very good for me and very good for the AI because it's so difficult to get the bike turned, and the AI like seemingly just can kind of turn off nothing, no problem, but like the entire time you go through the corner you kind of like slide, and the tighter the corner gets, like the harder, or like the much slower you have to go in and out of the corner, and they're just kind of like cruising at the same speed. They're like little brick house going the same exact speed as always. So they pretty easily caught me in the twisty sections, and then I feel like these maybe 3 or 4 corners up to the finish line jump, we're able to kind of, I don't want to say pull back away, but like at least get a little bit of a gap established. So as long as I don't crash through here, I think I should be mostly okay. And Prado just went down in second, so we got a little bit more of a gap. Oh, looped out coming out of the corner. Geez, that was like Hurling's crashing here a couple years ago. That was a very weird crash. All right, let's see if we can go get Lupino and Hurling. Of course, Lupino's leading. Of course. We got a lap basically to make this happen. And we're going to go to the twisty stuff pretty much right away. So that's not ideal for me, but let's see what we can do. Was not able to pass either of them before we got to the tight stuff. And now they are very good through here. So if we can stay close, we still have a chance, but they are very, very tough to keep up with as we just slide in and out of each corner, trying to get slowed down enough to be able to make it. Oh man, I feel like Hurley just cut the track right there, and I totally would have gotten reset if I did that line. Okay, launch down to here, turn up and go through here. Okay, we still have a shot. I think this could be pretty close. Let's see if we get to the inside. Nope. No, 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 no. Come on, don't crash. Come on. I blew that. I totally had that race won and just crashed twice in the dumbest spots, and we're going to get 4th because of it. At least we didn't lose points to Geyser, but that stings. All right, let's make amends for it here in Moto 2. Try to get off the gate well. Everybody to the inside kind of sucked off the gate, so we're going to get a good start and the whole shot just straight up from the inside. I like that. Now, let's put our head down and not make those same mistakes. Let's see if we can't run away with an easy Moto 2 victory here. Oh boy, here we go. I've had my head down this whole time just trying to get away, and it actually has not worked because Hurlings has caught me. I don't know who that's right behind him. Is that Lupino again? But the tight, twisty sections, as long as I'm in the lead through here, it's not that bad. Yeah, it is Lupino. But the second I lose the lead, they just go so much faster. Like if I can kind of just block the lines, that's not going to be good right there. Just barely got back on. But if I block the lines, they have nowhere to go. So if I can lead in, I'll usually lead out. But if I'm behind in, I lose a lot of time on the way out. It's all right. We got 2 to go this time by. So let's see if we can finish this thing off and win this Grand Prix. Ooh, just went off the track on this uphill, and that barely was able to hold on to the lead. We still have a lap to go. That's not a good line right there. Do not blow this. I've got, I think, 4 riders basically right behind me right now. 3 of them at least. Fevra, Hurlings, Lupino. They are all right there. And I want to win this dang moto. Oh my gosh, somehow I was able to hold it on for the final lap. They're still all right there behind me. I mean, they're literally all still battling each other right behind me. 1 corner to go into the drop down. Somehow, some way, we have won this race. My goodness, that was very close. So who wins the overall? I was not me, just barely. Hurlings gets it with a 2-2. But hey, second place ain't bad considering how much I threw it for that first moto. And now we got a very comfortable championship lead. That is what, 26 plus 12, so 38 points. 38 points championship lead with 4 rounds still to go. I think we got this thing almost in the bag. So that's going to do it, I think, for today on this episode of... Oh, no, actually, we got to pick another team or sponsor or whatever. Let's just finish out with the same sponsor we've had. Just rock with beer all the way through, because we can't get anything new, can we? Oh, we did unlock some higher ones, and we're still not prestige high enough to get some of those. FC Moto, Athena, Wiseco. Let's do Hinson. Hinson's been awesome for us here at Starter Systems in the past, so we'll show him a little bit of love to round out our championship forte here in the MXGP class. Yes, okay. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll come back with La Capelle Marival and do our final 4 races in the next couple of weeks, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for tuning in as always, and we'll see you in the next one. So long for now.